Hello there, welcome back to my channel. It is Monday, March 24th, and this is my first day back from spring break. Honestly, I have mixed feelings, as most teachers do. I loved spring break, and yes, I'm a little sad to let go of that, but I feel refreshed, I feel rejuvenated, I'm ready to be back. I've missed my students, so let's jump into it. We are gonna start with just a little spring break recap because I didn't do anything super fancy or fun. I didn't travel, I stayed home. Billy worked like normal throughout the week, but I did prioritize our marriage, relationship, time together by planning out a week of date nights because during the school year, when I'm in the thick of it and I'm stressed and I'm overwhelmed, it's one of the things that I don't prioritize. So I wanted to make sure with this extra time, this extra energy, that I put our relationship first. So starting on that Saturday night, which was the first full day of spring break, I made alliterations for every day because, hi, my name is Michelle and I love a good alliteration. Saturday was Sports Saturday. We went to a sports bar downtown that we had wanted to try, and then we went to Dave & Buster's. And it was actually really fun because we just kind of played a lot of the sports games we love, like the Basketball Connect 4, and we love games that we can be competitive on. And I told Billy, I said, whatever tickets we get, we can go pick out some prizes to give to my students. He's like, all right, I had the mentality of this is for your kids, and it was really cute. We ended up, I don't remember how many tickets we had, but I got some little mini basketballs, and I thought these would be perfect for trasketball, which we're still in the midst of March Madness, so I'll have to incorporate these. I have those little mini trash cans that are technically like Easter baskets from the dollar store. These would be perfect for those. And then we had a little bit of tickets left, so I got some kind of squishy thing that I'll add into my prize box. Nothing overly fancy. And then we went home that night and watched Friday Night Lights. Sunday was 6 S's for Sundays. So it was sip, stroll, sit, shop, snack, savor. So sip, we went and grabbed coffee, and then stroll, we walked around a farmer's market, and I ran into a student there, which was really fun. Then sit, we sat and had a picnic lunch. Shop, we went shopping for some snackcootery items, which was the S for snack. We just kind of watched some TV, ate snackcootery, and then savor, we had Sundays for Sunday. Monday was monochromatic Monday, which it was St. Patrick's Day. So I challenged us to eat only green foods for the day, which I had already collected some items, but we also went to the store together, picked out some things that were green. I made us a green goddess salad for lunch with some pistachios on top. That was delicious. We had little fruit salad for a snack that had honeydew and kiwi and green apples and green grapes because they were on sale. And then for dinner, we bent the rules just a little bit because we incorporated falafel, which was not green on the outside, but it was green on the inside. Regardless, it was just a really fun day. I mean, I probably enjoyed it more than Billy did because I like veggies a little more than Billy does.
I wouldn't be surprised if I never ate a vegetable again.
But it was a fun thing to do together, just to go to the store and pick out the items. Tuesday was Travel Tuesday, so after work, Billy and I went to World Market, which if you've never been, they have this whole international food section, and we spun a wheel to pick a country for each different part of the meal. So we picked out a drink, an entree, an appetizer, a side, and a dessert, and they were all from different countries. So that was really fun. We got to kind of relive some of our past travel experiences. One of the countries we got was Germany, and so we made, I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, but spätzle, and we put little mini sausages in there. We had to go based on what World Market had, but really enjoyed that. We watched The Amazing Race because we had saved the episode from the prior week to watch for that. Wednesday, we went to a local place for trivia that started with a W, so it worked out for Wednesday. And trivia is something we used to play a lot, and we haven't really played since coming here to Austin. So that was a fun time for us. Thursday was Throwback Thursday. I think this was probably my favorite day of all of them. We went to the store and we picked out all of our childhood favorite throwback foods that we used to eat, but there was a twist because, again, hi, I'm Michelle, and I love to throw in a good twist. I gave us each a budget of $20, and we went to a gas station, Dollar Tree, and then a grocery store. And once we left a place, we couldn't go back. So you had to be very strategic with your budgeting. And there were certain items that we had to get. We each had to get a drink. We had to get something that we would have had for breakfast. We had to get something that, I forget all of the categories, but I know I took a little video of our spreadsheet that we used to fill out. And then we played a 90s trivia game while we enjoyed all of those foods. And then Friday was Food Truck Friday. We went to an international food truck park, and we basically got one item from each truck that was open, and we got to try a lot of new things. It was fantastic. So hopefully that gives you some like simple ideas of things that you can throw in. Obviously it can be hard to have those like date nights in the midst of the school year, but I felt like those are all things that didn't require a ton of planning. They were easy, they were fun. So I just thought that I would share. Also during break, we celebrated Ember's Gotcha Day because she was a rescue. We don't know her exact birthday, so we celebrate her Gotcha Day, which is the day that we adopted her. So it was her third Gotcha Day. We've had her for 3 years. We believe she's about 4 years old, and we just spoiled her with a bunch of treats and toys and things. Of course, when we went to the farmer's market, we picked her out some things, and it was a great time. I think she enjoyed it. And then in terms of getting ready to come back, because as teachers, we tend to experience the Sunday scaries, which is basically that kind of little bit of anxiety that you feel on a Sunday when you're thinking about the week ahead. You're coming off of the weekend, maybe you're not ready to go back yet, and I feel like that is amplified when you're coming back after a break. And I certainly felt little bits of that yesterday, but at the same time, because I enjoyed my spring break and I really took time to rest and feel rejuvenated, I was ready to come back. And as I mentioned at the beginning, I missed my students. I got some pictures from them, we'll come back to that, and I want to be able to see them and hear about their spring break. So yesterday, Sunday, I did my usual routine, which for me means I go to the gym, I get my laundry done so that I'm all set up with the clothes I need throughout the week. I meal prepped all of my lunches so that it's one less thing I worry about day to day. And then I did my weekly check-in. So my weekly check-in, it takes about 15 minutes, but it's basically where I sit down with my computer, I look at my calendar for the upcoming week to 2 weeks, make sure that I have everything done that needs to be done so nothing sneaks up on me. I'll go through my emails and process them. I'll respond to anything I haven't responded to. I will set up my to-do list for the week, so any of those lingering to-dos that need to get done, I'll make sure I prioritize those. I'll add in any new to-dos that I need, and it just makes me feel a sense of relief going into the week because I know that I've set myself up for success. So in doing that, some of the things that I realized was, oh yeah, we're doing an investigation today and I need to prep some leaves. So let me grab those. And honestly, a lot of the preparation I did before break. I tried to set myself up for success, make it as easy to come back as possible. So things like cutting out these leaves, which I did the best that I could. This is just green fabric, but our investigation today, we are talking about plant adaptations and how different plant structures help the plants be able to survive in that area. And so we are gonna be wetting these leaves, wrapping one in a paper towel, one in wax paper, and then leaving the other one out so that we can feel how much each one dries. I need to prep 3 of them in advance because they're supposed to sit out for a few hours. And then I will prep the other ones with my morning students for my afternoon students. But something genius that one of my team teachers did before we left, she actually created a calendar event saying, hey, we need to prep the leaves, and she set it for this morning. So that was something I saw yesterday on my calendar where I said, oh yeah, I need to make sure that I do that. So that is on the list. I have all of my copies for the day, so I'm just gonna put those up on my standing desk up front. I also prepped pencils to give my students as a little nifty gifty. The question now becomes, where did I put them? Because they're not out at student desks, they're not on my table back here. Okay, let me see. I feel like maybe I put them in a drawer. Oh, yes. I put them in the Thursday drawer. I don't know why. But these were something that my past self did that my future self is now very thankful for. I prepped these before break. I have the editable tag through a Canva template if you're interested, but it just says, I can't wait to hop back into learning. Love, Mrs. Emerson. I hope you had a great spring break. I missed you. I'm gonna give these to my students today just as a little welcome back nifty gifty, so I can pull all of these out from the drawer. Okay, and then while I was processing emails, I actually sent an email out to my students' families, and I attached a Google form that I created. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so here's the Google form. I took a header I had previously used when I collected baby photos from my students back in February for Valentine's Day and just swapped out the colors and my Bitmoji to fit for spring break. But it says, I hope your family has had a splendid spring break together. I can't wait to hear all about it. If your student has any pictures they would like to share with me or the class, please submit them here. So I have a spot for them to leave the student name and then attach their pictures, and I have it set so it can be an image or a video, because I did have some families attach videos. I asked, can these pictures be shared with the class, yes or no? And then if there are any stories or details that go with the pictures you would like to share, please add them here. What I loved about this is all of those pictures went into a Google Drive folder, which made it super easy for me to insert them into my weekly slideshow, so that this morning when my students come in, I can share those pictures with the class if they opted to have them shared. But it also gives me a chance to know what they did over spring break, so that when I see them first thing, I can engage in a conversation with them about it. And I decided this is something I'm gonna do like starting next year for winter break and fall break as well. And I went ahead and made those Google Forms that they were ready to go. But it was just a quick email attaching the link, and then that way it makes it that much easier to reconnect with my students once we return. So I figured I would share that idea in case you're also looking for some kind of way of like, hey, I want to know what my students did during this time. What is the best way to do it? I feel like just having a simple form, send out the link to parents, they can attach the pictures, and then you have them to be able to talk to your students about or be able to share with the class. One other thing I did during break, and I'm happy that I did it. It didn't take long, but now coming back, I'm happy that it's one less thing I have to do, is I prepped for house day. So Wednesday is our last house day where we are meeting with our small group students. So I have a group of like 12 fourth graders that are in my small group. And so as a result, I wanted to create a little nifty gifty for them. And I'm gonna give them each a keychain, just like I did for my students in my class at the beginning of the year. I used the exact same template, but I customized it for our house. And then the little tag is basically the same. Again, I just customized it for house day, and then I cut the ribbon. So once I assemble these, I will show you what the finished product looks like. But I prepped these so that they were ready to go. And then I brought in some red paper, because when we have house day and we meet with our small groups, we have about 45 minutes. It's only gonna take a few minutes to give them the keychain. That's not really the activity or the focus. That's just something extra I wanted to do since it's our last house day together. The main activity we are gonna do is longest paper chain. I love this because all you need is paper and technically scissors and glue, but I'm assuming you have that on hand. I'm gonna have my students work in partners, and each partnership is gonna get one piece of paper, one pair of scissors, and one glue stick. Their goal is to create the longest paper chain possible. So I set a timer, and usually about halfway through, we kind of pull out our chains and see how long each group is, because they'll see what the other groups are doing and kind of get some ideas. But the thinner they cut strips of paper to create the paper chain, the longer the chain will end up being. So it's kind of STEMmy because they have to like engineer and figure out how to make the longest paper chain, but it's collaborative, it's easy, it's fun, and I love this activity. And it fits because I'm giving them keychains and then paper chain, like it's all linking together. See what I did there? But I know that that's not gonna take up the whole time. That's only gonna take 15, maybe 20 minutes. So with the rest of the time, we are gonna do some paper origami. Now, I got this origami paper on Amazon. Let me go ahead and open it up. So my hope is that this is just two pieces like side by side, because it's supposed to be square, or at least I thought it was square when I ordered it, because origami paper is pretty much all square, right? Do they make origami paper that's not square? I'm not an expert, so maybe they do, but I'm pretty sure this is meant to be square. Hold on. Yeah, okay. That's what I was hopeful for, is they just put two of them like side by side. All right, so this is just red square origami paper. I think it's 6 inches by 6 inches. But our like house mascot or symbol is a dolphin. So we're gonna make origami paper dolphins. I found an Art for Kids Hub video on how to make a paper origami dolphin. They show it using blue paper, but we're gonna use red because that is our house color. And yes, I could have taken regular red paper and cut it down to a square, but I figured it would be easiest just to order already square paper, and I'll use it again next year. Plus, it's a little bit thinner. I think it'll be easier for them to fold. So keychains, paper chain, paper origami dolphin. I feel like it all fits together. At least that's the thought. So those are the activities for Wednesday. I love that they were all super low prep and easy. My plan is to basically reuse these same activities every single year. So next year, we will do the same activities on our last house day. Let's go back to the keychains. So these are the same keychains that I got at the beginning of the year, and I had extras, so it worked out perfectly. They are basically like a passport photo size keychain, but they're made so that you can pop out the middle, although now I'm trying to remember, how did I do this? Oh, that was easy, okay. You pop it out and then you can place in a photo, but what I do is I just create these little tiny pieces through Canva. And the ones I did at the beginning of the year said, proud member of the 4 Emerson family. These ones say, Laude House for Life, and then it says, our team is red hot, because that's part of our chant, and then joyful always, because our house is joy.
My joy, and are all of our joys.
So I'm just gonna pop this in here, like so. Okay, easy peasy, so that's one keychain down. And then the tag to go with it, I just printed on red paper, and it says, you are an important link in our house chain, love, Mrs. Emerson. And again, this is the same template for the ones I used with my class at the beginning of the year, except those said in our class chain instead of house chain. But I'm gonna attach it with just a little bit of red curling ribbon, and I literally already cut the pieces so that it's that much easier for me. But I'm just gonna slip this in, put the keychain through. Okay, tie it in a knot. All right, and then just curl the curling ribbon. I should probably use different scissors for this, but it's fine. We'll make it work. Okay, not the best curl job, but it's fine, it'll do. And there we go. So those will be their little nifty gifties for House Day on Wednesday. I need to prep 11 more of those, but all of the activities are ready to go. I also made some slides, which again, I'll reuse year after year. So I feel pretty good, pretty productive. It's good to be back. Basically my first time sitting down all day, so am I tired? Yes, but every time I come back from a break, whether it's fall break, winter break, now spring break, I'm reminded of how much it is that I love what I do. And just the connections with my students, I mean, they're my favorite part of the job, but they made me laugh so much today. It was so good to see them again, to hug them, to hear about their breaks. I had to chuckle because when I shared with them some of the things that Mr. William, AKA Billy, but to them, he is Mr. William, some of the things we did over break, and I shared our Throwback Thursday and how we ate some of our childhood favorite foods, and I mentioned Lunchables, and without missing a beat, one student goes, they had those back then? Yes, they did. And then I also laughed because during science today with that investigation with the leaves, I was showing my students the wax paper, and I had a student ask, is that what they use when they put the stuff on people and they rip out the hair and then the people scream? I said, that's waxine. That's different than wax paper. But overall, it was a good day. They were a little chatty, but I think that's to be expected because some of them haven't seen each other in a week. And It felt good just to get back into the routine of things. Our math lesson on elapsed time today went really, really well. And the science investigation went well, except for in the afternoon, because basically I had 2 sets of the leaves. So I had prepped a set this morning to be able to use with my morning class, because they're supposed to sit out for several hours. And then the set that I prepped with my morning class, I then used in the afternoon. Well, I put those out by the window and it was very warm today. Therefore, when we unwrapped the leaf from the wax paper that was supposed to still be damp, it was completely dry. So lesson learned, next year when I do that, I'm not putting it by the sun. I'm gonna just put it, in the room, but I'm not putting it in the sun because it dries it out too much. Regardless, it was a good day. Only things I need to do before I leave, I need to prep the science notes for tomorrow, because tomorrow is our read in the textbook, take all the notes day. And I've started prepping the notes in advance so that I can make a copy of them for students that either aren't here, or I have some students who just receive a copy of the notes, and it's easier to have it done ahead of time versus giving it to them after the fact. So I'm gonna prep the notes, at least in one notebook. I'll probably do the other one in real time with the students, and then I'll make the word wall in real time with them. But Tuesday folders are already stuffed for tomorrow. I don't have any grading to do because I was all caught up on grading before I left. I did have one student turn in an assignment. It was the only assignment I was missing, because that's one of the things I did also with my weekly check-in is I looked at my grade book and said, all right, Swiss cheese, where are my holes? Who do I need to get to finish assignments? But there was only one and that got done. So I can get that added to the grade book. But otherwise, I'm ready to get out of here. And I think I'm gonna go home and enjoy the beautiful weather because it is very sunny and nice outside. But if you enjoyed this video and you're happy that we're back and you're excited for some of the stuff coming up, because I have some good stuff I can't wait to share with you all, please give the video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any of those future videos. As always, thank you for watching. I love you so much. Don't forget to put your positive pants on, and I will catch you in the next one.